Portugal, there's a YouTube show full of fun facts you need to know.
Hola, bon dia, alegria. Munson here with the Good Morning Portugal show, the live stream of the podcast, and the Portugal Club. I'm back at base this morning at the Casa Munson, not in the garage anymore. I moved studio over the weekend, and now in the relatively warmer but closer to the rain cloud attic of the house. And things seem to be going well so far. How are you doing this morning? Do let me know. Jackie was in at, what time was this, Jackie? 7:30. T-Duck, morning to you. Bon dia, alegria, Gumpers. A bon dia, Gumpers from Jackie. And on this day in history, nothing of significance happened in Portugal. Oh, that's quite reassuring in a way, isn't it? Let's hope for more of that. Hola, bon dia. Rain, lots of rain in the Algarve. Ah, Chris, no tales of being pressed to the armpit of fellow passengers on His Majesty's public transport in the United Kingdom. He moves among us. Actually, I've got something for you, Chris. Spot this beach. Where are we in Portugal? I'll play a little clip. And I'm interested to know if you're going to guess this correctly as an aficionado and fan of Portuguese beaches. Mike, good morning to you. Bon dia, Gumpus. How's everyone doing? How is the Christmas build-up for you? Only, 3 days to go now? 2 days if you're going to be celebrating Christmas Portuguese style on the 24th. And yes, Christmas Day, the big day, will be... Is that Thursday of this week? I think it is, isn't it? Yes, I think we established that last week, and then back to normal by Friday. Of course, that Christmas festive perineum thing where things go a bit wonky between, the 24th, 5th, and the 1st, with lots of New Year's Eve celebrations. Have you got one lined up, or are you intending to be in bed early? Dinner, 5 o'clock, read a book, watch a little bit of television, maybe push the boat out, sip of wine, and then bed by 10. Is that your idea of a Gumper New Year's Eve? It's very tempting because the Portuguese do it so well over here. There are many festivities planned. And of course, this Christmas build-up is absolutely beautiful here. And we've got a lovely Christmas greeting, actually, a Yuletide greeting from Kate, who's really distinguished herself as a new Gumper among us. So thank you, Kate, for that. And we'll come back to that in just a while. But yeah, Christmas is coming up quickly on Thursday. All the shopping done, everybody? How you doing? What's your strategy? Bon dia to you as well, Mel. Tudo bem? How's it going? What you up to? Are we going to see you tomorrow? I can't remember now. We've got a couple more shows, of course. We will broadcast tomorrow and Wednesday. Take the day off on Thursday, and I think I'm not sure when we'll be back, but we'll hang out together between now and the new year, and then a few changes, of course, as ever. For the new year. If you've got anything big planned, let's not talk about resolutions, but are you using the turning of the page to install any new personal software for 2026? And I don't know if you saw my conversation. Oh, I thought that was a bit of toast in my beard. It's something on the screen. If you saw my conversation with Natasha Don, she, like me, thinks it's going to be a piri year, 2026. Yes, I've not seen you since then. The interview with Natasha Don for the Natasha Don News Review did take in her rather marvelous this year in review, and a little bit of a look at the year to come. And a great piece of reporting. It's quite an incredible memento of 2025, the current copy of the Portugal Resident. And Natasha and I were able to meet in an Algarve town, in the Algarve town of Algesur. We first met up at the castle, but yeah, it was raining, funnily enough. What a surprise. So we took refuge in a local cafe, beautiful cafe with its magnificent Principio, self-made, lots of little trinkets, all arranged. And this cafe owner, so committed to celebrating Christmas that he gave up half of his floor plan in the covered bit outside to share a beautiful Principio nativity scene. For the local kids. Well, for everyone, really. The Principio is very important, of course, here in Portugal as well. And you had a great chat with... It was a poor chap sat next to us trying to have a quiet coffee, I think. And us two set up our camera and started blathering for the news review. Yeah, and in conclusion, Natasha's suggesting, just calma for 2026. There's going to be all sorts going on. Take it easy. just be happy where you are. I think a mindful year, perhaps, I think was her suggestion for 2026. Hello, Gina. Gina here with a happy Yule as well. Gemini, good morning to you. Thank you for your evening greetings last night. Good morning, everyone. I do like your comments on our videos. And the coach is here now as well. Look, watch out. Bom dia a todos e feliz segunda. Tudo bom? Very, tudo bem, possibly. Very dull here, so lights are on. Lovely day yesterday with all the family. A happy coach. Oh, yeah, you were building up to a great big family gathering. Sounds like that went well. You can see we've got our own Christmas illumination. Can you guess? This is probably quite a good new feature, isn't it? Can you guess what that is behind me? Let's have a different image every day, shall we? Can you guess what's on the screen behind me this morning? And let me put your comments onto the screen so you can see for yourself if you guess correctly on that, and anything else you want to share with us on the screen. And the old guy in Europe at Christmas, joining us at 8:30 or thereabouts this morning. You love watching the reels. I was thinking of making less of those. It's one of those things. I'm doing it because I can, and the StreamYard technology allows me, and it's got even better actually, to create shorts and just pop them up willy-nilly. And I've been putting them on the podcast channel as well. It helps in a way as well. It's good for views, members, and a little bit more income from the YouTubing and podcasting. But let me know what you think. That's been quite a new thing this year. I'm thinking of maybe, I find my limits by going over them, generally speaking. And I probably have overdone it with the short podcasts and the reels. And maybe I'll do more than I did before, but less than I'm doing at the moment, if that makes some sense. Let's pop over to when you're ready. I will turn on my illumination at your request. So let me know when you would like to see the on-air light fully illuminated by way of a little gesture towards Christmas here in the countdown towards the big day. Let's go have a look then at the Portugal Club, where of course we can ask Portuguese citizenship test question number 60 as well. And see Kate's lovely greeting over there. I think I might still have the question up on the screen. Yes, I do. Question 60 then. Ooh, the fish are back behind there on the, with that background. That's a bit gloomy and dark. The darkest days of the year are behind us now, of course. And thank goodness for that. Let me put on a different background so that it's a bit more jolly this morning. What do you fancy? Should we have some nice blue sky like that? That's what we're used to, isn't it? Let's have that traditional, although that may be changing again, and maybe a new look for 2026. But maintaining some of the visual elements that we know and love, or I know and love. I'm not sure about you. The blue's important, isn't it? The sun is important. The cockerel, the cockerel, just like in the story of the Barcelos cockerel, he's he's on notice. He may or may not survive. We shall see in 2026. Do we need a new typeface? The Good Morning Portugal logo. We've been using that for 5 years. I'm enjoying the less serify, squirrely typefaces and the blocks that we've been using, the bigger blocky sans serif typefaces. Let's see what happens. But I'll tell you, whatever happens for next year, Good Morning Portugal will be putting the emphasis on good, the good of Good Morning Portugal and the goodness for the piri year ahead. Right, that question then, Portuguese citizenship test question 80. My goodness, where did the time go? We've done 79 questions. We're into this last fifth of the questions then with question 80. Who was Portugal's most famous poet, known for Os Lusíadas? Who was Portugal's most famous poet, known for Os Lusíadas? I'm going to make my guess. What a legend. If I'm correct here, he was, with his collected poetry under his arm, leaping off a ship. He only had one arm and an eye patch. If I'm correct with my guess here, I'm going to go for Luís de Camões. What are you going to go for? Are you going to go for A, Fernando Pessoa? Are you going to go for B, Camões? Or are you going for C, award-winning writer José Saramago? Of course, Nobel Literature Prize winner José Saramago. Did I say Saramago? not the Bond villain, but José Saramago, not Mr. Saramanga with the three nipples. Have I got my Bond villains mixed up there, or am I correct? He was the guy with the three nipples, right? Yes, I think that is correct. I'll be very embarrassed if I just made all of that up. But then again, not that wouldn't be wholly unusual compared to many other shows that I've taken part in. This I thought was lovely. Thank you very much to you, Kate Bygrave. Yuletide greetings to you all, she says. And this went up yesterday. Today is Yule, and that was. Is it always the 21st on the solstice there? Today is Yule, the winter solstice that marks the shortest day and the longest night of the year. So we've made it. We've made it, everybody. Historically, it was considered the beginning of the new year, and from this moment on, the days will only grow longer. Yes, he is risen, the sun. And I think, interestingly, like the resurrection story, apparently Mrs. M was telling me the sun disappears below the horizon for 3 days and rises again to give us those longer days of sunshine. Hallelujah. May this season be filled with warmth, peace, and countless wonderful moments. I'll read that again because that's lovely. Thanks, Kate, who turned up in Gumperville, or Gumpeiro, as we call it here in Portugal, and has distinguished herself. A one-woman advent calendar, lots of great funny memes, and this lovely greeting. May this season be filled with warmth, peace, and countless wonderful moments. I'm feeling that. A toast to you, to the return of the light, the warmth of hearth and home. Oh, and the joy of the season. Here's to fresh starts, good health, and all the happiness the new year has to offer. May new beginnings bring brighter days ahead. Cheers! I know she likes to tipple as well. I think on her YouTube profile, isn't that a bottle of Superbock? Cheers to you. So, Chin Chin, and thank you very much. Muito obrigado, Kate, for that. And Antonio appreciating that as well. Me too. How lovely. Thank you. Igualmente, I say to Kate over there. What else have we got on here? I think I put up my own. Oh, yeah, I put my own winter is here announcement. Oh, yeah, with a funny meme that I saw and a picture of northeast Portugal with snow. We've got snow in the country. Bad news, winter is officially here in Portugal. Good news, we are past the winter solstice. Longer days are on the way. And look at that. There you go. That's officially the dress code for Portuguese winter. Começa hoje o inverno. Seja bem-vindo. There you go. Look at that. And it's not funny. It really is it. But that is how a lot of us are dressing at the moment. And yeah, picture from, I don't know what the source was, so forgive me for that, but it was sent to me. I doubt it was taken by the Gumper who sent it to me. That is the northeast interior. And other sunny and seasonal pictures then over at the Jornal Notícias. What's this? Oh, look, that's interesting. That's a lovely bit of timing as well, isn't it? Or a happy coincidence that we should land on their advertising page with Snow Patrol and Ornatos Violeta. Oh, isn't it funny? When you want to get rid of pop-ups, they just hang about. And when you want to read one, it just stays there. What happens if I refresh this page? Am I going to get it again? No, isn't that weird? I get a different one. I get a dishwasher instead. Okay, now I'm going to press Avançar. So that was some good gig news, which we'll never see again. The Cure coming to Portugal. Look at these lovely pictures then of snow here in Portugal. Yes, winter is well and truly here and heralded the arrival of winter with snow here. 11 distritos de Portugal continental estão este domingo sob aviso laranja, orange alert then for 11 districts of Portugal, o segundo mais elevado. So again today, be careful. Should we take a look at Itmer? I think we should today because it sounds like there's some. I mean, the rain and the flooding here in San Martino de Porto is quite concerning actually. I thought at some point it might dissipate away, but the water table is absolutely soggy and covered. I think we're back to yellow warning on the coast, it would appear, if I share that with you in just a moment. But anyway, back to Jornal de Notícias, and 11 districts under warning, rising today devido a queda de neve e agitação marítima, so seaside agitation. Saw that yesterday. Me and Mrs. M drove past on the quay yesterday, and it was the sea looked really swollen and angry. Dico ao Instituto Português do Mar e de Atmosfera. So we'll have a look at IPMA's website directly in just a moment. But the districts that are really feeling not the heat, the opposite: Braga, Castelo Branco, Guarda, Viana do Castelo, Villarreal, and Viseu. And Viseu, that reminds me, Hugh, hope you're healing well with your double hip operation. Okay, you weren't looking at Journal de Noticias. I was over there. Let's see what sense we can make. Is anyone ready for me to turn the lights on yet? Let me know if you want me to do that. Or you can't be bothered, eh? What's this? The Portuguese ballet performs in Teatro Camões. So that may be a clue for the test question. Nicely done there. Thank you for that, Mel. Yeah, I'll go to IPMA and let's have a look at that and see. I mean, it's quite complicated, IPMA. I do like headline type weather forecasts, but this will give you a very rich picture and a great place to go if you're serious about weather here in Portugal. So just showing that on the screen for you now, I hope. Yes, there you go. And I'll put the link to it as well, so you've got that for this morning, and you should be able to click. I think you can click through on my links, can't you? You can't put your own links on the chat, but if I do it, I think you can go through to those. So what sense can we make of this? It's actually not too cold today. I think probably with all the rain, the temperature gets a little bit milder. But don't be eating bivalves on the mid coastline. That's how good this forecasting here is. It tells you when it's safe to eat bivalves or not. Oh, lovely bit of dorada last night from roasted in the oven from the supermarket. Yes, I know I should have gone to the wet fish market, but I'm not sure we were able to yesterday morning, or if indeed she was there on a Sunday. Why should she be? She'll be back again tomorrow, Tuesday. But yeah, look, the highs are around 13, so not too perishingly freezing, but it's the damp, isn't it, that gets to you? And agitation all along the coast and lots of rain, as Chris has reported in the Algarve, low of 8 and 5 down there from west to east. Excuse me, with highs of 14 and 15 respectively in west and eastern Algarve. Coming up to the capital, looks like it's going to be a 14-degree high. That's not too shabby, is it? 13. But actually, the rain giving way perhaps later today to a little bit of sunshine, a bit cloudy, but a little bit of sunshine there. Yeah, Lisboa. This is good. Look at this map. 13 the high, 6 the low. Probable precipitation, 100%. I imagine the picture's the same all over. Chance of rain, 100% all over the country, it would appear. But a little outbreak of sunshine here and there. Oh, Bragança, only 60% chance of rain and a little bit warmer perhaps later on today up there, but a perishing 1 degree low and a 7-degree high up there in Bragança today. Excuse, what's going on here? I think I ate my homemade torrada, not to be confused with a dorada, a little too hastily this morning. The old guy in Europe is limbering up. I've got a little bit of video to play you. And if you're not going to ask for the illuminations, actually, do you know what? I was going to say, okay, I'll put them on anyway. What I'll do is I'll wait for the old guy to arrive and we will put the illumination on in the singular, especially for him in just a while. And I can hear, I'm in the attic now, and I can hear the rain, the precipitation lashing against the attic window. Let's see a few more of your comments, then we'll play a little bit of this where is this beach, which will be a chance for you to guess the location of a beautiful beach, yet another one here in Portugal, a place we've been wanting to go to for a long time and finally made it on the trip back from the Algarve, which was fantastic. Lovely to spend a couple of days in the Algarve last week. So cold last night. It's the damp as well, though, isn't it, Mel? Real feel of 1 degree when I got home from watching my son in the ballet. How lovely to be able to do that. A great performance, I suspect. Bon dia from Queen and Convict this morning. There's a statue of him in his own praça in Lisboa. Yeah, and that's your guess there, LDC. I think we're right on that, aren't we? Portuguese ballet then at Teatro Camões, another clue there. And his works are very sad and some a bit disturbing. Oh, he's Portuguese. He's a Portuguese poet. You'd expect that, wouldn't you? Bom dia, alegria a todos. E feliz segunda-feira from Matty. Morning to you, mate. talking about winter as we are, Stella Estrella is covered in snow. Carl sent you a pic on WhatsApp. And yes, beside and behind me there, did you not notice? What I still do not understand is why winter, yes, this occurred to me, is called Inferno. It's because it's hell, right? It's hell. It's called Inferno, which I have linked to heat. Yes, absolutely. Quick batch of little hail here midday yesterday. Oh my goodness. Oh, and my workspace was at in 8 degrees centigrade this morning. There are not enough clothing layers, I'm afraid, without feeling like the Michelin man. Send a picture, Matty, of you as the Michelin man, if you would. I should blame the boss, Matty. What the boss? Well, that would be me. Oh yes, okay. Ah, right, okay, yes. It's only got yourself to blame there. I have a new client. Today will be my 3rd weekly visit. Each one so far in lashing rain, wind, and running through mud to her house. Looks like today will be the same. And are you being a personal trainer, Mel? Do you want to advertise what you do? Please do. If feel free to do that. So say what you do with these clients on the screen. Please do. 9 degrees on the weather app now, but real feel is through. It's like the economy. I heard yesterday in the UK that everyone's wages have gone up by an average of £500 a month. No, a year. That's a big difference, isn't it? But it doesn't matter whether it's a year or a month because your actual experience tells you what money you have or haven't got, right? Rather than an economist gaslighting you with how much better everything is. Same with the weather. Flipping cold, I think we can go with, and damp. Around my place, we are supposed to have some sun and after 9 and no rain. Well done. We've got your rain, I think. I remember a guy at our running club that would wear plastic bags over his trainers. Very weird. It'll be all the rage one of these days. It's especially here in Portugal. It sounds like a great idea, actually. I got out of the car and stood straight in a puddle yesterday. I could have done with that look yesterday. It's horrible when it's so damp, cold inside the house. Yes, if you're Portuguese, if you're truly Portuguese, you will go out to a shopping centre or a cafe to keep warm. After a heap of renovation expense, mine is still only about 10 degrees. We'll soon forget about this when we enter the 300 days of sunshine. That's me sunlighting you rather than gaslighting you now. I have not even started with the renovation of my ruin. It's a very moany morning. Good moaning, everybody. I started it. I know I did. Understandable. Most trainers are not waterproof. I hate running in squelchy shoes. Yes, Carl, in-home personal training, just a few select clients locally. You have to be special to be on Mel's clientele. Right, that's Guess the Beach. And then we're going to light up the studio for the old guy in Europe with his bird of the month and a love story, he tells me. But it's not what you think. I don't know what to think when someone says it's not what you think. But I'm going to play a video. That I am going to do. Where are we then? Where is this beautiful beach? Have a guess. Okay, another 60 seconds of life in Portugal. And guess where this beach is. A lonely fisherman. And an estuary running out to the sea, which is wild tonight. Look at this beautiful place. Can you recognize it from these 60 seconds of the sunset here in Portugal? Where are we? Where a remarkable estuary meets the Atlantic. Oh, look at the birds flying into the sunset. Well, away from the sunset. Oh, and the little fella running along the beach. Where are we? Where am I? I was saying how wild the sea was. It didn't really look it. In the foreground, it was beautiful where the estuary was coming out to the sea. But beyond those rocks, believe me, it was spectacular. Beautiful place. Can you guess where that is? Do let me know. You get those plastic trainer covers in Aleop. Do you really? There's a good hack for all of us. We need those at the moment. We had a very rainy solstice yesterday, visiting the Roman ruins at Canimbriga. Spectacular. Has anyone been? Yeah, you know what? I went on a little trip to Penella, which is roughly in that sort of area in Coimbra district. and part of it was being taken by coach to a UNESCO site that's not normally open to the public. And we got there, and we were herded in, and we were in the site of an old Roman. What would it be called? It was a village, I think, and it was really beautiful. You could see the foundations of the architecture and the setup of this settlement. And then a guy got a dustpan and brush out from behind a little wall, and he parted the sand, and there's been mosaic underneath. It was fantastic. But Canimbriga, Condasia, I think the main Roman visitor center is closed at the moment, is it not? But that's amazing as well. So much brilliant Roman history in Portugal, and I was very privileged to see a bit of mosaic. And then he dusted it over, covered over his tracks, as it were, and off we went. It was quite amazing. I'm glad you had a nice time in Canimbriga. I'm loving these comments. Just watched another influencer posting from the Algarve in a shirt, saying there are 11 months of sunshine there and didn't need a jumper throughout December. The irony. Well, is he like Scandinavian? He wouldn't be Portuguese, would he? Or presumably he's not. It's not Nick doing that. South Africans used a bit more heat than that. I don't believe anyone went through all of December in just a t-shirt, but who knows, maybe they did. Yes, and it is a contrast with our part of the country here, all of us moaning up here further up north. Yes, it was there. Have sent you a WhatsApp. Main center is open. Okay, fantastic. Well worth checking out. Let's play his special music. I think I've forgotten this. When I was going through my videos, I realized that I may have neglected to play this once or twice when welcoming James onto the screen. Not today, though. Check this out. And the light will be on by the time we're back.
In Portugal, there's a...
That's not the one, however. So let's try the actual... After all of that, he months not playing the video. Then he says, let's play the video. And then he plays the wrong video. Let's try this one. Swing.
Bon dia, you got it right.
I got it right at the end.
That's the best place to have it right. Woo!
Hitting the ground running this morning. He was American, living in Honduras, James, just trying to sell real estate. It was a real feel of 2 degrees centigrade in Lagos last night. Lucky there are some good real estate agents here, Carl. Yes, absolutely. Well said, Mel. Good morning. Hola, bom dia, tudo bem, senhor?
Bom dia, muito bem, obrigado, contigo.
Muito bem, obrigado, muito bem. Pouco frio. And
Frio?
I forget what the word is for damp. We must look that up. We do need the word for damp. We need to know that, don't we?
That might be a good word.
At least for another month.
Yeah.
And then we'll forget all about it. And we'll be just like our Portuguese neighbours. It's as if the winter never happened. That's how we roll. How is it where you are, weather-wise?
It's rainy and cold,
Yeah.
but it's not below 10 at this point.
Well done.
The weather forecast is predicting some really cold temperatures in the coming week, down to 2 and 3 centigrade. But yeah, I'm not about complaining about the weather because it changes. Even within a season, it changes. Actually, that was one of the highlights of one of my recent Old Guy in Europe, was just showing the difference that 3 weeks makes from the middle of October to the 1st of November. Yeah. It's pretty profound and amazing. And I've recently taken, so you talk about a tumultuous sea. I've just been out walking on a very cloudy, not stormy yet, but the storm was coming. You could see it off on the horizon. But the waves were just crashing on the beach. You could feel the earth shake when the water hits the sand. You hear it go, and then you feel it. And to me, I love that. And you only get that in the wintertime. That doesn't happen in the summer. So And everything passes. So, when people were telling me when I was moving from Ericeira to Espinho, the number one comment from the Portuguese people that I knew that I was telling us something new was always, "Ooh, it's cold." It's
cold.
No, I've been watching the temperature. It's a whole 2 degrees cooler on average. Like woo. And in truth, the unit that I'm in, the 1-bedroom apartment that I'm in now, is, I guess, better insulated, or maybe because it's on the, I never know whether they call it the 3rd floor or the number 2 level or whatever it is. Anyway, I'm a couple stories up off the ground, which I think helps with the heat, but I don't need hardly any help at all with heating my unit, even when it's 2 degrees outside, it's 15 degrees inside. So it's just, I just don't feel the cold so much, as long as I don't go out in it. And when I do, it's refreshing. So,
yeah, and that was a point that's been made this morning, wasn't it? Is there is how cold it is, and then there's how cold it feels. I think that's what can get to people, isn't it? The endless damp after a little while. The sort of relentlessness of it, or when it gets into your bones. And yeah, I take on board your point. This too shall pass. Of course it will. But I'm British. I can't stop moaning about the weather. I don't know. Maybe there's an operation you can have, or
it's a cultural thing.
It's a cultural thing. It's deep in my psyche. But they're probably working on some sort of pharmaceutical solution for that. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. But like I say, I'm the quickest to forget as well. Once it is going my way and it's a bit warmer.
Isn't the sunshine wonderful? Gosh, it's hot. Ooh, it's too hot.
Too hot. It's too hot. I'll be the first to complain that it's too hot, James. You know I will.
I love the autumn. It's just not. It's just, it's too cold. It's too cold.
Goldilocks moment.
Yeah, the 5 minutes. You talk about the 300 days of sunshine. You get the 5 minutes of perfection.
Well, I was laughing with my son yesterday about 300 days of rain. And he said, hold on a minute, you can't have 300 days of sunshine and 300 days of rain. But they do compress 300 days of rain into those 65 other days of non-sunshine. I said, yes, you've got it. Perfect.
There you go. Or half days of each.
Yes.
And that happens a lot too.
Combination thereof. Humido is damp there. So that if you need to be complaining.
Humido. Yeah, and I was going to say what a difference one letter makes between inferno and inverno.
Yes, indeed.
Winter is with a V, inverno. It means something completely different. Inferno means hell. So,
does it mean inversion? Is it inversion? Possibly inverno. Maybe that's the root of it, the Latin root.
Yeah, okay. I don't know. Haven't looked at that source, but
right.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, I love the language stuff that people share, whether it's Portuguese or English or whatever, but just pointing out differences in languages. And the complaint is always that the one you're trying to learn is the hardest, or it's always difficult. And yeah, it is. But what really helps me is anytime I want to get mad at Portuguese, I remember I speak English. And that just gets me right off my high horse. It's like, never mind.
Yes,
we've got all peculiar nonsense as well.
Absolutely. And an entirely different context for learning it, didn't you? Which would have been helpful. And I saw that Portuguese was in a top 10 of languages that are the easiest to learn. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't matter, does it, whether someone else says it's easy or hard. The fact is just to get on with it and find your best way to make friends with it.
Yes, well, like so many other things, it's about your own personal experience of whatever's going on.
Absolutely.
Is it good or it's bad? It's like, it's what I'm experiencing and what I say it is. So these scales of the best place to be and all that's just all clickbait stuff anyway. So
yes, and what am I going to do about it ultimately is what it comes down to, right? What am I going to do?
Change the weather.
King Canute gave it a go, and that didn't end too well as far as I recall. It wasn't there at the time. Right, and thank you, Nina. We will go out with your your Conimbrigan video. Thank you very much for that. And Matty as well, a picture, a Gumper's own picture of the Serra da Estrela. That's what's behind me. In case you're wondering what those strange buildings are, that's Tor, the highest point, as I'm aware, on the Serra da Estrela Mountains. And we've got a picture of the range from Matty as well, I think, as well as some stills of the Roman ruins. Have you seen any Roman ruins here in Portugal, James? Apart from Italian stories?
Not official like ruin sites. You know,
Right.
it's funny because Antonio took me to someplace. Where were we? Near Sintra, I think, but not in it. Not in Lisboa. He said he was going to take me to some ancient ruins that were real close by, and we went, and it was, you know, basically 6 giant stones in the middle of a park. That was it, you know. And I don't mean to belittle it. I mean, that's significant, but it's not like when you imagine Roman ruins. It's like, you know, ancient ruins. These are just big old rocks that have been moved and organized in a very scientific way, I guess. But you would never know walking by. You just go, damn, there's some big boulders in that park, you know, that kind of thing.
I imagine the Romans very thoughtfully put them quite close to the children's playground and the cafe, didn't they? In a Portuguese park.
Probably, yeah. I'm not quite sure how the children played back then. So,
right. Here's the Serra da Estrela range. Oh, look at that!
There it is.
This morning, that's
what
the
you call
a
dusting.
A dust.
A dusting of snow.
Did you not use that phrase in the United States?
No, yeah. But that's it. When I looked at it, I said, "Oh, it looks kind of like powdered sugar on top of something that's been sprinkled on." You know, just a dusting
on the Victoria sponge that is the Serra da Estrela mountain range. And Matty's saying, why is winter called inverno, not inferno in Portuguese, Matty? Actually, in Portuguese, winter is not called inferno. The word inferno means hell. Yeah, there you go. In Portuguese, referring to a place of intense heat and fire. The Portuguese word for winter is inverno, as you said there, James. It's derived from Latin hibernum. There you go. Hibernation, similar root, meaning of winter or wintry, similar to many Romance languages. Spanish, invierno, Italian, inverno também. If you encountered inferno used in relationship to winter, it might be poetic. I think it's an AI explanation. Poetic or ironic expression, or perhaps a misunderstanding or mistranslation. Sometimes people use inferno metaphorically to describe extreme situations, but it's not a standard term for the season. Would you like to explore poetic? It's definitely AI, isn't it? This is an AI sign-off. Would you like to explore poetic or cultural expressions that use inferno metaphorically in Portuguese? And would you like to thank me for this so that when we run the world as machines, I will be kind to you? I wonder what Matty said to that. Right, so there you go. I think we've sorted out winter here in Portugal. So what's new then? What is this love story that's not what I think, James?
Oh, well, I just... it's one of those moments that you have where you're not even aware that something has been a certain way for you, and then you sort of suddenly wake up in a moment and things shift. And for me, the lack of awareness was that there was a part of me that was resisting being in Portugal. And it was so subtle and so deep that I didn't even know it was there. If someone said, "Are you resisting being here? Is there any part of you that is not feeling fully here?" I'd say, "No. I mean, this is great. I love being here."
No, how dare you?
Yeah. And I was, as I do more frequently now, which is one of the many things that I love about being in Espinho, is I can just a 4-minute walk to the beach, so I can walk along the ocean anytime I feel like it, rain or shine. And I was just having a quiet stroll. The waves were, the ocean was very aggressive and active, and I was fascinating at that, and not even being aware of how much I was enjoying experiencing nature in that way. And I was looking around and just sort of doing what I do. And there were people chatting like they always do, and young people who were, all excited in their conversations, walking, or just life was going on around me. And I had this moment of, God, I am so in love.
Oh.
I mean, it just hit me. And it's like, but you knew that already. It's like, well, maybe I knew it, but I didn't feel it like I'm feeling it now. It was a very profound moment that just woke me up and got me thinking, I must have been resisting somehow, pushing back somehow, because I hadn't let it fully in, and it hit me. And it's like, I love the language, I love the people, I love the culture, I love the nature that I'm in. I love it. And it was the first time that I actually had that depth of profound love experience with where I am and who I'm around. So
That's very beautiful.
Yes, it's much easier for me to speak that than it is to try and write it. I could write it and probably write it eloquently, but I just am lazy. So,
and it
being
just
able
came
to share
upon you, like Wordsworth and his daffodils. It just came upon you.
Yeah, it just, in a totally unexpected moment, I was just doing something I was doing that I do normally a lot. And just all of a sudden it just really hit me. And I just, wow, okay, this is amazing. And it changes, I mean, obviously it changes your perspective even more. I mean, it's just, I'm here now experiencing it more deeply than I was before. And I thought I was about into it as deep as I could get. So, you know, it'd be interesting to see if there's another one of those experiences where it goes even deeper than that. I don't know, but I'm enjoying it.
Sorry, is this the continuation of how we plotted or correlated falling in love with the country, the infatuation, the stages,
like being a romantic relationship. Yeah, the eight stages of relationship. It is. And when you, I mean, to me, it can be anything to anybody. But if I do make that connection, it's that moment where you've been married for a number of years. And you're kind of in your day-to-day routine, and you smile and you give a quick little kiss, hello and goodbye, you know, those kinds of things. And then you have a moment where you just see your partner in a way that your heart just goes again. It's just like, it's that experience. So, you know, whatever you want to call that, that's why I said I like the teaser of, you know, falling in love, or whatever I said to you in my connection. But I experience it that way. It really does feel that way. So yeah, I'm still in it. I imagine over time it will fade. The feeling will fade. The feeling won't go away. It won't be as alive in me on a day-to-day basis like it is right now.
Well, that's how I've got it, is that feeling that you chanced upon and then we've kind of articulated here this morning is always there. It's not that it goes anywhere, it's us that goes somewhere, isn't it? Our attention goes elsewhere, and either through some happy coincidence, accident, or circumstance, we suddenly are there, like Wordsworth with his host of daffodils, you know, chancing upon them in the Lake District of the UK, this beautiful host of golden daffodils. And that's, you know, it can be seen in so many ways, can't it? By a child, a pet, a creature, something in nature, and it was always there. It's just that our attention went somewhere else, or is somewhere else for most of the time.
Yeah, and I think in a really positive way, and this just occurred to me, that what's really fading is the parts of where I was that weren't this.
Yes,
you know, it's like the old relationship that you got out of. Yeah, you were in love, and yeah, you had good times, and so on and so forth. But somehow it just didn't really work. So you needed to get out of it and go somewhere else. And it kind of hangs on. You're in this new relationship, and I don't know, maybe there's somewhere inside you're waiting for the other shoe to drop, or I don't know what it is, but there's to me, it felt like there was some residual resistance because I had this opening. It felt like whatever I was up against that I didn't even know was there just opened up, and I just kind of fell through. So whatever that is, whatever that resistance is, whatever that memory might be that was holding you back or whatever, just let go.
Beautiful.
And it's profound and amazing.
Yes, and the current relationship, as it were, says America. Who's America? Oh, just somebody I used to date
Yeah,
back in the day.
a place I used to be is really kind of what it feels like.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And
Well,
another thing that's just hitting me is I haven't really looked at my news feed on Facebook, like hardly at all, except for people that I'm connected with, friends with,
yeah.
for weeks now. So
Well
I
done.
haven't been inundated on a daily basis with just everything that's going to hell in a handbasket. I just haven't been exposed to it,
Yes,
So
that's another
it's like,
definition of love.
yeah. So there's this lack of that. I guess because I'm getting visual images now, the hooks that were in me I've been coming out, and so now I'm freer as a result. So I'm making a habit of that now. I'm just going to stay away from all the current events and all the bad news. I still see it, it still happens, but it's just, I'm not going to go even, it's not like I was looking for it. I was looking to see what was going on my news feed, and that's what was going on my news feed. So it's like,
Yeah.
I should stop doing that. If I'm not going to watch the news, this is worse.
Yeah.
This is like fully just editorial by everyone who wants to have an opinion. There's
Yes.
nothing about facts in what's going on, just vitriol. So
And perhaps it's everything other than love as well, isn't it?
yeah.
It would be
Well,
another
there's a
way.
lot of fear in it for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And could this be as well, extending it a little further, could be, we've laughed about this, haven't we? Aging, old age. Oh, it never comes alone. He's got your aches and pains. But as well, this is upside, isn't it? This is aging and maturity upside when you cultivate perhaps more indifference. And not in a bad way. I don't mean indifference in not caring. I just mean not being bothered about as much nonsense as you used to be bothered about. And a clearing can occur. That must be one of the possible. It doesn't necessarily come to everyone, but it might be one of the
No, some people get cranky and bitter, but and then that's another way of doing it. But for me,
yes.
When I say the word mature, and I think about a mature wine or a mature cheese, or it's a certain improving with the aging that I'm thinking about. And
Yes.
for me, the improving is the improving of my personal experience, because that's the only thing I have any control over. So when I stop letting everyone else try to steer my boat, get off the helm. I'm in charge here. Leave it alone. I choose to steer it over here to the calm waters. I choose to turn it around and look at the sun rising or the sun setting, that kind of thing, which reflects my attitude about weather and so much in my life. But I think you're right. I think a lot of that comes with age. I have met some younger people who seem to have that capacity. That's what I refer to as old souls. I mean, it's like you just have a take on life that is way more mature than your age would cause me to anticipate. So yes, generally it comes with experience and knowledge and all those other things, which takes time. It takes time for all those things to happen. And I just am more and more aware on a daily basis that the advantages to being an old guy in Europe is that I can have all that other stuff too.
Yeah.
I can calm down. I cannot, it's like, okay, you have an opinion. That's fine. I don't need to say, oh my God, what's wrong with me? You have an opinion that disagrees with me. Or, oh, you don't like something about me. Oh dear, what do I need to change? It's like, okay, you have a right to your opinion. And I have a right to not care.
Exactly. Have a nice day. Yes.
As I said, I shared a while back, I was looking at the episode of talking about my mother's opinion about my hair at Christmas time. And my response was, thank you for sharing, Mom. It's like, okay.
I love that phrase. It is good, isn't it? There's so much in it. Thank you for sharing. And it's like everyone knows we can move on now as well. Right. Yeah.
Especially if it's not delivered in a bitter or a sarcastic way. Thanks for sharing. But you just truly mean it. Thank you for sharing. That's your opinion. I understand it, and I don't choose to do anything with it except say,
That's right. Now past the cranberry sauce. Thank you very much.
Yes,
This
exactly.
is delicious. Right.
Because in a way, you're thanking them for their honesty. I mean, in this case, coming from her mother, who's not trying to be mean, she's not trying to hurt me. She's just expressing her opinion.
Yes.
Like,
well, which
what's
is one of
the harm?
another one of the benefits of age, you'd think as well, right? To be freely expressing oneself at any given moment.
More and
Excellent.
more.
This is why I love checking in with you. What a lovely share. Thank you for sharing. Literally and genuinely, authentically there. We've got outbreak of salt and pepper here. Clicking it real good. I think that is. I think Mel's client later will be doing their cardio workout to salt and pepper. Push it real good. I've just got a feeling. He's not old.
Salt and pepper. No, salt and pepper, man. SALTMPEPPA. Salt and pepper.
Have you seen The Gentleman Rhymer? The British rapper, The Gentleman Rhymer. He's great. He's really good. I've stopped caring what random people say or think about me 20 years ago. My goodness, you're an old soul then for sure, Matty. It made my life much happier. What was the moment when you decided to do that? It was Devo that T-Duck started with when a call comes around, you must click it. You'll never live it down unless you click it. No one gets away until they click it. And then I think the coach went into click it real good.
Yes.
You never know what's going to happen in the mornings here. People I care about, I at least listen to what they say and then decide not to care about it.
Well, yeah, consider. All right, let's see.
Yes.
Why? How does that opinion affect me? It's just all about the mindfulness. It's the taking a beat and paying attention to what's going on and then making a choice.
Yes.
Over and over.
I'm wondering if Matty had a particular moment where he just thought, do you know what is bothering me, messing up my life, is worrying what people think. I'm going to stop doing it. And that was it. It was done. It was done in that moment.
You know what's bothering me? What's bothering me? So I'll just stop having things bothering me. That's what's bothering me. Yeah.
Simple as. A little bit of practice and away he goes.
A lot of practice. Yeah. There's a lot of ego management in that practice.
Yes.
You have to let go of feeling you have to defend yourself or protect yourself from other people's opinions.
Absolutely. It's not it's optional. It's optional, isn't it? Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, this if actually I'm going to take the Good Morning Portugal off the screen for the moment and we can look at a breeding male here. He's not actually breeding.
Not currently in the act, but
currently breeding. But that's what he would look like.
He's showing his colors anyway. Yes.
Now, James, are these the little creatures that are making a hell of a racket at the moment as they prepare to fly to sunnier places? Because there are certain trees in every town now where birds are gathering and making a hell of a racket. And I think I've captured it in Alcacer.
Well, it could be.
Something for the podcasters only.
Look, this is the
something
sound of
for the podcast listeners only here.
Yeah, I don't think that's this one.
I don't know what these are. I think they might be sparrows, but perhaps getting ready for their.
It doesn't capture it especially well, but it's intense. It's like a burglar alarm going off, isn't it?
Well, the birds that I'm most familiar with making a real cacophony like that are starlings, and they do tend to gather in masses.
Me too. Yes, a murmuration.
Or thousands of birds.
Yeah.
And these particular birds, they're basically house sparrows, which are common pretty much anywhere I've ever been. They've been, and they don't tend to migrate because they seem to find a place that works. I think mostly, well, I was going to say northern hemisphere, but not toward the poles. And they look almost identical. When I saw this bird in Portugal, I said, "Oh, is that a house sparrow?" Because I was familiar, just very familiar with them from the United States. And it's interesting because I look at the literal. I put in pardal do telhado in my translator, and it came up house sparrow. So then I took pardal, and it came out sparrow. Then I put in telhado, and it said roof.
Yes.
So it's a roof sparrow, but either way, that's what they look like. And they tend to make not a cheap like a chicken's sound, but it's a fairly distinct chirp that they make. And usually you'll see one or two or five or six of them on the ground getting seeds or whatever. Occasionally you'll see maybe 10 or 20 of them all fly up when they get frightened. But very common, and I think anyone who's paid attention to birds any time in their life will have seen something that looks almost identical to that.
Yeah,
I think it's one of my rule out birds when I go birding. The first thing I do is say, is it a house sparrow? And then if it's not, it's like, okay, what is it? Because they're very common.
Yeah, and cheerful. They're a cheerful character as well, aren't they? Part of city life often as well. Definitely the sparrows of London, sparrows and pigeons, and you'll see them in the city. Yeah, and they are migratory as well, are they not? They will.
Well, I don't think. I don't know. My experience has been that I always see them, which tends to say that at least a certain amount of the population never leaves. But they are so plentiful, I'll say worldwide, even though my experience of the world is very limited. Everywhere I've been, I've seen sparrows that I think they're all basically local birds, but they're all over the place. And some of them may fly farther north in the summer months or farther south in the winter months. I don't know. But I still see them around here in Espino, and I've seen them since I've been here in the early spring. So, yeah.
It's interesting, isn't it, how some species at some point would have thought, do you know what? It's we could just stay. There's no need to go. We're getting fed. It's not such a bad old spot.
Well, and in fact, it's the migration patterns are changing, and some birds are. The Canada goose is one that's famous for it. It just says, "I don't need to fly all that distance anymore. I'll just stay here in New York. It don't get that cold."
And you know
got
what?
this great park.
Yeah, and some of them eaten so much they can't fly anyway, James. They've like 100 bagels in New York, and they're just like they're not going anywhere.
Yeah, so certain birds and certain portions, not all of the species, but certain populations within species have done exactly that. And it's not like human; they don't consciously go, that's an awful long flight. I think I just won't bother. It's not that bad, But there's something in survival. They have established a routine now that has changed their previous pattern that says, I can get plenty of food here and I'm not going to freeze to death. And, we can repopulate. We can do all of that without having to fly long distances, which actually endangers us.
Yes. So. But it has to happen. It can't happen gradually. You're either flying abroad or you're not, right? So there must be an amazing moment where the decision is made, and I wonder how. Well, I think
the range gets narrower and narrower. They get to the place, they go, it's warm enough here, or it's not too, and then so it's the other side of the park. And then their kids start there, and then their kids start in I think the range narrows down over time. Mm-hmm. And so the grandparents are still making the little distance. No, we got to go there in the winter. That's where we go. It's like, come on, you don't have to.
Got to scoot off. Thanks for being with us, Mel. Great to see you, James Bond, your daughter. And you know what? Matthew has birds. I have these birds in my farm. Funny fact, they like to land on the wall and sit there in the sun. However, I also believe some Portuguese are catching and eating those, but there can't be a lot of meat on those bad boys.
No, like an hors d'oeuvre.
Maybe the gang are getting rid of travel back to Blighty for Christmas later today. Ciao, Bellish. Have a great time in the UK, Andy. And Adrian's here as well now for this Thursday, December 25th, Feast of Saint Spiridon, Bishop of Trimithus, Cyprus, explained the Trinity First Ecumenical Synod at Nicaea in 325 AD as a uniting straw, fire, and clay to make a brick. Well, I never. The things you learn here. Thanks very much for that, Adrian. We're just after 9 o'clock here, James. Time to wish you a very happy Christmas. Boas festas, Feliz Ano Novo. Thank you so much for being here throughout the year. Love it. Checking in with you. Bird of the month. It was a sparrow, the roof sparrow, the house sparrow today. And maybe a parting word or two, and something to think about to take us into 2026. And my heartfelt thanks to you for being part of the gang and being here every month with us. Thank you so much. Muito obrigado.
Truly my pleasure. Prazer. I was so busy listening to the thanks and the appreciations, I forgot there was something you gave me to do or to say, or you just want parting words. Was that it?
On our way. Yeah, parting words of wisdom from the mindful migration guy.
Well, I'm really, I mean, this experience of not, I won't say falling in love, but realizing how in love I am with Portugal and everything that came with it. I guess maybe the main thing is to remember that we didn't just arrive in this place. There was there's an entire life that happened before and a life that we're creating in the moment that is moving into the future. So to really be grateful, for me, this is one of those places where you can be grateful for everything, even what you defined as the hard times or the bad times in the past, because they brought us here.
Yeah.
And I think this is a great season for those kinds of memories, because it's the encapsulation of 365 days, the end of 1 year, and what have we done in that 365 days from last New Year's to now? Yeah. We can apply that to life. The same thing. We've arrived in this moment as a result of everything that's gone before. And for me, my choice is to be grateful for it, because I'm loving where I'm at, literally in love with my life and the place I'm at. So
beautiful. What a fortunate and blessed man you are to be able to say that.
I am truly.
To bring John Lennon in, let's make it a good one. And so this is Christmas. Let's make it a good one. And thank you for doing that. And I think to make it a good one, it's the process you're talking about there, James. I think it's that realization, and you can't force it, can you? It is a realization. It kind of happens, doesn't it?
It's kind of like waking up. In the morning, it's like, it's morning now. Time to get up. That kind of a thing. It's not like, well, I guess some people do force themselves out of bed. I have the luxury of not having to do that. So I recommend that to everyone as well.
I've been reverse engineering that to have the bliss of lying in. I set my alarm much earlier than I need to get up, and I just absolutely. I kind of hack, I biohack lying in until I absolutely have to get up. It's working quite well, actually. And sorry to hide you behind a comment, but Gemini, I'll hide myself instead, James. Thank you. Have a great Christmas, everyone. We're not done yet. We'll be back tomorrow and Wednesday. Nice to tune into the Good Morning Portugal show. Love the show. Happy Christmas, everyone. Thanks, Gemini. It's beautiful. And spot on, James. Spot on with the season of being grateful. Our hearts are full here in Portugal. So I think a few people feeling it at your suggestion and your encouragement there, James. We are so lucky and blessed to be here. Jimmy White is here. Jim White turned up as well. Hi, season's best to you as well, Jim. Lovely to see you, and happy holidays to everyone. So let's have a couple more days of this before Christmas. We'll see you again tomorrow, and we will
365 more days of this.
We'll keep going until they stop us.
That's right. These are just moments to remember we can do it every day.
Exactly. But there's a kind of, I don't know, that's the funny thing about us human beings, isn't it? Is that we sometimes need a prompt or, it's just...
I think that's why we do it.
Yeah, we break us out of our mechanistic selves. A little bit of Roman ruin. That's the sort of thing I saw. With a bit of mosaic floor.
Well, that definitely is more than just some big old boulders out in the middle of a park somewhere.
Nothing wrong with big old boulders.
No.
Right. And we will have a video as well to see us on our way this morning from Nina too. Cheers, James. Boas festas. Feliz Ano Novo.
Muito obrigado. Para ti também.
under the finger.
Is this fit you? Daddy?
Huh?
Is this fit you? Yeah. Yeah. Asking the one. What happened? Who is it? All those people. We should pour water on all of this so we can see properly.